I'm going to show you another way that you can set an assignment for your pupil. So in the last video, we looked at setting an assignment where you gave them a piece of work to carry on with. So you attached a Google Doc to the task itself, and they just then modified that Google Doc and send that back to you. So this type of assignment, the one I'm going to look at next, is a bit more open-ended. What I mean by open-ended is you don't give them something to carry on with. You give them the task, and it's up to them what they actually use and to complete that task. So I'm going to take you through the process of creating that assignment. And it's a similar process to what we covered in the last video. So you click on create, then you click on assignment. I'm going to call this one the Second World War. I've got the description ready on another document. I'm just going to copy and paste this description. I'll put in the instructions box here. So this task, it's just an example of a task that you might be able to use with your pupils. So it's an information presenting task. We have to present information about the Second World War to an audience of young children. The information they share must be concise and presented clearly. And the last sentence, this is the important part here. So you can use a method of your choice to present information. So by using this type of activity now then, what I'm doing is I'm inviting the pupils to be a bit creative now in terms of the way that the method that they choose to use to present information. So you might have a pupil that will choose to create an animated project using an iPad and some clay or some Lego figures, for example, to create an animated project to present information. Another pupil might choose to use a PowerPoint presentation, a traditional PowerPoint presentation like we're all used to. There's nothing wrong with that. Another pupil might present information in a sort of an art and craft display. Another pupil might use something on Flipgrid. They might use something Adobe Spark potentially to present information. So by leaving this as an open-ended task, we're not limiting the pupils to use a specific app or a specific piece of software to create the actual work itself. On the right hand side is all similar to the previous video. So you choose what classes you want to assign this to. You choose the amount of points. You can leave this unmarked. You can set a due date. You can link this to a topic. So this is a history task, so I'm going to link it to history. There we go. So I'm now ready to go. As you can see, the difference to the last video, I'm not actually attaching a Google Doc for my pupil to be able to carry on with. I can leave this completely empty. I can send this as it is currently. Another option, what I could add in this instance, is I could add some YouTube videos. If I wanted to show some demonstrations of how pupils can use Flipgrid, for example, I can find the video on YouTube that shows a pupil how to use Flipgrid. I can find the video on YouTube that shows a pupil how to create an animated project on a specific app, for example. So I can include some videos here, some instructional videos to help my pupils come to a decision in terms of what software they want to use. I can attach some examples from Google Drive or from my computer, from the file area of my computer. For example, if a pupil wants to create a PowerPoint, what I can do is I can attach a good version of a top quality PowerPoint that they can actually look at, and I can start to model the expectations in terms of what I actually link onto this page here. I'm just going to leave this empty, but as I said, good practice would be to include some support material to support this task. So once I'm ready to go, I just click on that assign button at the top right hand corner. That is now being sent through to my pupils. That's there, Second World War. I'm going to transfer you over to Howell, and Howell's going to talk you through the process of responding to this task. Thanks, Howell.
Thank you, Gwion. So I received the task now from the teacher. Here it is here in my Google Classrooms under the stream, the Second World War. I can also see it in the classwork, in the history. There it is there. So I can click on it there, or if I go back into stream, I can click on it here. So if I click on that task now, as before, we've got the the title there and the description. And then, as Gwion said earlier on, it's possible now to choose which way we want to respond to this task. So the way we do that is we go into the plus sign here, add or create. So if I click on here, it then gives me an option or some options. We've got Google Drive, we've got a link, so we can get a link from the internet or the web somewhere and put the link in there. We've got a file here as well, so we can go and get a file from a destination on the computer. And then you've got these options down here as well, so you could create them straight away from here. But for this example now, we're going to go and get a file from this computer. So I'm going to choose File here. And what I've created is I've created a video to answer the question that was set in the assignment. And this video belongs on the computer. So I go into Upload and then to Browse. And then I need to search for the video that I need to import. So I'm going to choose this video here that I've created and press Open. That will upload then, and then that will be available for the teacher to view once I've handed in this assignment. So once this is finished, that's it. So here we are now. It's uploading to my work there. And then if I'm happy with that, I could press the hand in button, and then that would be my answer to the assignment. But I'm going to show you another thing that we can do. So I'm going to show you the same thing. So if you go into Add and then go to File, we can go and get a Microsoft file as well. So we can go and get a PowerPoint or a Word document, or maybe it's an Excel. In this case, I'm going to press Upload and then go to Browse and choose a PowerPoint. Choose this PowerPoint here and then press Open. And it's quite a large PowerPoint, so it'll take a bit of time. Obviously, if you created files in Google Drive, such as Google Docs or slides or sheets, you can go get them straight away from your drive. So you click there to My Drive, or they might be even in the recents that you created in Google Drive. This process here is going to get a file from the computer rather than your drive. There we are. So that's the second piece of work that I've signed to this piece of work, ready to submit. Just going to show you another thing here now, which is I'm going to press the Add or Create, and I'm going to press the link button. We'll then have a pop-up appear, which asks me then to put the link there. Now, what I've done in Flipgrid is it's quite a new thing. So this is the landing page where you land on first, but now what Flipgrid have got, they've got this shorts version here. So if you just want to create a quick video, you can press the record button, video button here, and then it will record and then give you that file. So in this case, I've got 3 files here. And if I wanted to share this file with a teacher on Google Classroom, I'd click on the video once it's completed. And then here, you can see this button here, which is copy. That copies that URL there. So if I go back into the Google Classroom here and press right click and paste, or Control and V, and then that link then will be added there. So all I need to do then is press the add link. So those are 3 different ways of sending work back to the teacher from different locations. All I need to do then is press hand in. And it just gives me a notification saying, are you sure you want to submit these? Yes, I am. So I press hand in. And then I'll hand you back now to Gwion. Hopefully he'll show you what he sees now as a teacher.
Thanks, Joel. So Joel showed you there how to share various types of files. Another option that could be used there, obviously, is using a picture. And that might be a very viable option if you want to use Google Classroom in the foundation phase, and you've got your letter of the week or your word of the week, and the pupil's been working in the sandpit and been creating something in the sandpit, for example. What you can do is you can actually take a picture of that activity in the sandpit, and you can submit that as an assignment, as a response to an assignment then on Google Classroom. So if you do wish to use this in the foundation phase, you are able to do that. So a picture is another option that you can use. Adobe Spark is another another way of creating something on Hub. Then obviously you'll get the link to that Adobe Spark and you submit the link the same way as Joel showed you then on when he submitted the link for his Flipgrid. So I can see now from a teacher's point of view, I'll go into the tasks, the Second World War. I can see I've got one response, so one pupil has handed their work in. If I had the full class of 30 pupils, this number would appear as 30 pupils who have handed the task in. By clicking on the number, I'll then go into the teacher view to see the actual tasks themselves. So Joel submitted this. I can click on the preview or on the three attachments here. That will open Joel's work. So the beauty of working in this way is you'll get potentially several methods being submitted as a response to one task. So Joel might have submitted the video. The next pupil might have submitted a PowerPoint. The next pupil after that might have submitted something in Adobe Spark. The next one might have submitted something on Flipgrid, and so on. So there's no right answer. We've got a big opportunity here to allow children to be a bit more critical and allow them to make mistakes. And what I mean by making mistakes is they can actually try working on Flipgrid, for example, and they will then come to the opinion whether they decided to use the right method or not. And if Flipgrid isn't the right method here, it's important that they come to that conclusion themselves, rather than we as teachers telling them, no, Flipgrid is not the right one to use in this instance. So it's a good opportunity to allow them to make those mistakes and become a bit more critical of the various ways that they can present information. But the beauty here is that you don't limit the pupils' achievement, and you don't limit their use of different applications.